And welcome to game number 3 for the round robin portion of this tournament. D1 Gales taking on Team Illinois out of Illinois. Gorman wearing white, Illinois in black. Gorman entering in this game here with a one game win, 1 game tie, no losses so far. Illinois is on game 4, and they have gone undefeated so far. It's expected to be the toughest matchup of the tournament for the D1 Gales. Gorman with a commanding 5-0 win last night over the PHA Icemen. And game number 1, a 2-2 tie with the Chicago Phantoms. right, getting ready to kick off the first period. Starting lineup. Number 29, Mesa. Number 7, Tritton. Number 89, Jennings. Number 2, Larison. And number 19, Rubino. In net, number 88, Laskoska. Jennings in for the face-off. "15 minutes on the board. And Gorman wins the face-off, picked up by Team Illinois. Brings it to the zone. Sent across to the far corner out to Tritton. Tritton lobs it up, bouncing through the neutral zone. Mesa comes in, forces it out. Zone entry for Team Illinois. Tritton lobs that one through the neutral zone again, glove down. Chipped out through the other side, cleared. Mesa feeds it back to Rubino. He's got Tritton. Shot, save, and Gorman getting in a line change. Picked up by Godino at the blue line. Westwood and Fish, Trent and Posner. Team Illinois back at their goal line. Westwood on the press. Pass out center ice. Misconnection there. Off the skate. Picked up by Westwood at the Gorman blue line. Right in the zone. And that'll be offsides. Face-off coming up in the neutral zone. Fish in for the face-off. Illinois wins it back to their own goal line. Cycled back around the near corner. Westwood comes in, poke checks. Godino battling along the near wall. Fish comes in, picked up by Gorman and fired back towards the netminder. Pass out to the blue line, kicked back in by Illinois and turned over at the blue line. Recovered. And they're going to regroup. Pass broken up by Godino, chipped out. And Fish working the neutral zone. Illinois breaks through, drops it back. Fish, poke checked off a stick. Godino feeds out to Westwood, couldn't connect. And that'll be an icing. Face-off coming up back in the Gorman D zone. Davis, Kerr, and Klaus for your forward crew. Trent and Luong on defense. Davis in for the face-off. Davis wins it back. Sent around the weak side, lobbing pass through. Picked up by Illinois. High in the slot, fed out. Picked up by Baldy. Chipped off the boards out to Klaus. In the zone, battling. Klaus shoves him off the puck. Illinois picks it up. Kerr goes on the forecheck. Davis picks it up at the blue line. Couldn't hold it in. And pinned along the boards. Davis lobs it high, hits a player. And Kerr staying down low. Kerr battling, looking for support. Davis comes in, back behind the goal line, sent around the near boards. Davis picks that one up. Couldn't get the shot off. Picked up by Kerr. Kerr and Davis working back behind the goal line. He's got Klaus posted out front. Davis comes in, pokes out, sent around the near boards. Luong feeds it back down low. Kerr there to pick it up for Gorman in the far corner. Cycles it back out of reach of Klaus. And Illinois brings it back the other way. Almost tipped down by Davis. Bouncing puck. Illinois makes his own. Larison comes in, staples him to the boards. Davis poke checks it clear the other side. Davis out to Klaus, chips it around, kept in play by Illinois, and they feed it back down low. Gorman needing to get a change. Larison sends it off the boards, up high. Partial change for Gorman. Fitzy and as Johnson and Creel. Illinois walks it in. Luong and Larison still on D. Puck comes out, picked up by Luong. He's going to wire it down, tipped. No icing. Creel on the forecheck. Cycled around, far side. Fitzy there for Gorman. Keeps it in play, couldn't field that one cleanly, and Illinois is going to bring it back through the neutral zone. Walks it in, pass broken up. Through the crease, no one there, and that puck kept in play. Fed back down low, and Cash Johnson cycles it out to Fitzy. 2-on-2 the other way, Creel to the net. Trent out front, loose, picked up by Illinois. Creel forces him out. On the near side, drop back, Johnson. Trying to keep him pinned down low. In comes Tritton. Posner chips it out, takes a hit. Puck loose in the neutral zone. And Illinois sends it in. Posner there for Gorman. Drops it back to Trent, makes its way to Creel. Creel to Trent. Chips it up. Bouncing puck in the neutral zone. Fielded by Illinois and sent back down into Gorman territory. Waskaska stuffs it on its way around. Jennings couldn't pin it along the boards. Illinois brings it through, feeds the blue one. Cross-ice pass, shot off the blocker, bounces out the other side. Still in play. Puck at the feet of Tritton, trying to get the clear. Tritton clears the puck. Mesa on the forecheck. Almost picks that one off. Lobbing puck into the opposite corner. Baldy there for Gorman. Sends it around the boards. Picked up by the defenseman. Sent around the other way. That's going to have enough to be an icing. And we'll stop the clock at 9:40 remaining in the first period. Gorman gets a change in. Luong and Baldy on defense. Godino, Westwood, and Fish on for your forward crew. Puck comes out in favor of Illinois. Shot tipped, glove down by Luong, loose in the slot. Still loose in the slot, sent out to the near wall. Kept in play by Illinois, tipped, loose out front, off the post. Sent around the near wall, kept in play by Illinois, fed back down low. Luong, Fish battling in the corner. Illinois comes away with it. Fish with an opportunity the other way, gets poke checked off a stick. Illinois trying to chip it in, makes it, no icing called. No offsides called. In the far corner, Westwood putting pressure, comes out to Baldy. Bouncing puck over the shoulder of Westwood. Picked up by Fish in the neutral zone, walked back in. And that's going to be an offsides as Fish took a hit, throwing him into the zone. And we'll take a quick break here. All right. Fish making his way to the bench. Kerr, Davis, Klaus, Rubino, and Larison. Goes out in favor of Illinois. Puck cleared, picked up by Larison. Sends it across, trying to hit Klaus in motion. Intercepted in the neutral zone. Puck sent around the boards. Larison on the back check. Kerr comes in to support. Drops it back. Rubino loose, comes out to Davis along the near wall. Davis chips it out. Trying to hit Larison. Kerr chips it, couldn't clear. Puck loose at the feet. Shot loose. Follow-up shot sent wide. Puck comes out. Larison picks it up in the corner, chips it across. Couldn't clear. Klaus does, and Gorman going to squeeze in a change. Quick reload for Illinois as they walk it back in on the forecheck. Rubino with a stick there off the bar. Picked up by Fitzy. Fitzy dingles, drops it in, and goes on the forecheck. Puck sent around the far side. Trent and Posner on defense. Puck comes out. Trent feeds it across, off a body, and it comes back the other way. Shot sent wide by Laskoska. Fitzy sends it out to Creel. Chips it across on the forecheck the other way. Feeds it through. Off the post. Comes back out the other side. Creel dropped. Creel, that is a penalty coming up. On Team Illinois. Number 8 for Illinois will head to the box, and Gorman will send out the power play unit. Godino, Creel, Fish, Trent, and Davis. .6:53 remaining. Face-off coming up. Fish in for the puck drop. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman. Creel out to Trent. High in the slot, Godino sends it, banks it off the boards. Davis goes back to retrieve it. And back out to the blue line, kept in by Trent. Feeds it back down to Fish. Fish has got a man on him, sends it back down low. Davis in his port, back to Creel. High in the slot. Trent, shot off the glove, goes wide. Fish back behind the net. Trent, shot. Sent off the pads. Godino keeps it in play, walks it across. Shot off the blocker and up into the netting. With about 43 seconds remaining on the power play. Fitzy, Westwood, Kerr, and Larison, and Johnson in for the face-off. Illinois wins that one, and Gorman will reload back in their zone. Blue line, Westwood walks it through. Johnson takes a hit. Pass out to Fitzy, couldn't connect. Comes back up to Larison. Larison's got a man on him. Pass out to Johnson. Johnson feeds it back down low to Kerr. Cycle back the other way. Fitzy got two guys on him. Feeds it back down the other way. Illinois is going to get there first. Chips it off the boards. Kept in play by Johnson. Back down low, and they are back to full strength. 5-5. Westwood keeps it in play, chips it around. And Illinois brings it the other way. Larison intercepts out of the neutral zone, walks it up. Shot. Loose out front, and Illinois couldn't get rid of it. Fitzy on the press. Dropped back. Fitzy picks that one up. He's got Westwood. Chipped pass. And offsides is the call. And looks like we'll do this one in the neutral zone. Jennings in for the faceoff. Mesa, Tritton. Dump pass, dump blocked by Tritton, picked up by Gorman. Luong chips it out. Bouncing puck all the way through. No icing on this one. Pass makes it out to Luong. Shot. Loose. That was off the shoulder. Good opportunity there. A lot of traffic out front. Puck sent around the boards. Luong pinches up. Mesa drops back. Shot. Short side. Off the pad. And Illinois brings it back the other way. Poke checked out. Makes his way. Shot. Whiffed on it. And Luong chips it out, near wall, kept in, shot off a shin guard, follow-up shot, save, loose at the feet. Gorman crashes the box, clears the puck the other way. That won't have enough for an icing as they go to get a change in. Klaus, Davis, Kerr, stretch pass at the blue line. Drop back. Davis with a penalty. All right, Davis going to head to the box. 2-minute roughing call. And Gorman going to go on the penalty kill. Fish, Rubino, Godino, and Trent on the penalty kill. Puck cycle back behind the goal line. Puck comes out. Godino gets the clear. Walked in, sent down low. Rubino in the corner. Illinois sends it through the slot. Fish with a stick. Picked up the blue line shot. Deflected, still in play. Puck comes out, and Gorman gets the clear. They'll get a change in with 40 seconds remaining on the power play for Team Illinois. Fitzy, Godino, Baldy, and Larison. Behind the slot, shot, loose out front, picked up and cleared by Gorman. As Godino heads to the bench, Creel and Fitzy in. Could be too many men. Should have been too many men as the player lost an edge going to the bench. And the oncoming player played the puck. 5 seconds left. Pass down low, back high, shot, blocked by Larison. Comes in. And not sure who they're going to call here. Tripping is the call, and Team Illinois is going to head to the box. Davis penalty cleared. And Gorman will go on the power play. Tripping's the call. Creel, Davis, Trent, Fish, and Godino. 2:17 remaining in the first period. Still a tie game. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman. Out to Trent. Trent feeds it back to Godino. Ran out of space. Back to Trent. Creel, shot. Tipped by Davis. Davis tries feeding it through the crease. No one there. Davis battling through. Fed back the other way. Whiffed. Clears. Godino's got a man on him. Takes a hit to the upper body. Trent opts to lob it down into the far corner. Fish on the forecheck. Bouncing puck. And an opportunity the other way. Missed shot. Picks up. Pass picked up by Fish. Fish on the forecheck. Fish battling. Feeds it out to Trent. Trent. It's got Fitzy and Godino. Davis comes out from the crease, trying to feed Fitzy. Takes a hit behind the goal line. Godino back to Fitzy. 18 seconds left. High in the slot. Trent. Shot. Loose. Davis. Shot. Picked up by Illinois. Fish. Shot. Loose out front. Comes out. 5 seconds left. And Team Illinois brings it back the other way. Team Illinois with an opportunity. And back to 5-on-5 play. Missed connection across the hash marks. Shot. Loose. Comes out to Davis. Davis chips it up for the clear, and Gorman will go for a change. That will be an icing. A little too much on that one. And Gorman going to have a D-zone face-off coming up. Shots on goal, 7-4 in favor of Gorman. Jennings, Johnson, Mesa, Larson, and Rubino. Center on the boards by Rubino. Mesa couldn't field that one. And the shot deflected up and into the netting from the near wall. 22 seconds remaining. Puck comes out in favor of Illinois. Poke checked out. Mesa on the forecheck. Feeds it across. Has to tag up. Jennings sends it around the boards. Illinois trying to dig it. Pin it to the boards. 7 seconds remaining. And that'll close this one out. As we head to the first intermission. Tie game, shots on goal, 7-4 in favor of Gorman. 2 power plays for Gorman, 1 for Team Illinois. All right, second period. Mesa, Jennings, Tritton, Posner, and Trent to start it off. Jennings in for the puck drop. Puck comes out, picked up by Mesa, walks it in. Shot stopped, and follow-up shot off the shins. It's still in play. Mesa picks it up, feeds it through the crease, short side. Stretch pass the other way, no one there. Oskoska comes out, brushes that one aside, picked up by Trent. Trent's got a man on him. Trenton takes a hit along the near boards. That's going to be a penalty. And Illinois going to head to the box again. Number 91. '91 is going to head to the box. 91 heads to the box. Roughing is the call. And power play unit heads on. Fish, Davis, Creel, Godino, and Trent. 14:33 remaining in the second period. Quick conversation happening over at the Illinois bench with the referees. All right. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman. Gorman, Trent to Godino, shot off the body. Godino chips it around, Davis sends it across. Couldn't get there to Fish. And Skoska's got a man on him. Feeds it back the other way. Godino sends it around the boards. Davis along the near side. Sends it, hits the ref. And Davis is going to head to the box. Davis with another roughing call. Looked like he may have taken a cross check, shoved back, and that'll do it. They are calling this one tight. All right, 47 seconds of 4-on-4. Or 46 seconds. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman. Bitzy trying to clear it. Off a body, and Illinois recovers. Brings it in the zone. Sent back down low. Back high. Shot. Covered by Laskoska. Fish, Creel, Larson, and Trent. 24 seconds remaining of the 4-on-4. Minute 08 remaining on the Gorman penalty for roughing. Trent drops it back to Larson. Larson stretch pass. It's on net. Creel. Illinois frustrated with Creel's presence. May have tapped the pad. Whistle hadn't been blown. Fish with the face-off. Creel tries chipping it in through the crease. No one there for Gorman. Illinois picks it up. And they're going to regroup and wait for the man advantage. Rubino and Larson. Shot. Goal. And Team Illinois takes a 1-goal lead. Fish, Godino, Westwood, Posner, and Rubino. Sent in Gorman zone by Illinois. Out to Westwood. Fish through the neutral zone. Shot. And not sure how they're going to call this one. Fish crashing the net. Didn't make contact. Players attacked him anyways. And Gorman bench looking for an explanation here how long we're going to continue All right, face-off coming up in the Illinois D zone. Westwood in the corner. Gudino comes in with a hit. Illinois clears the zone. Picked up by Gudino, chip back the other way. Westwood battling through, gets tripped up, and we have a penalty on Team Illinois for tripping. They are going to call this one very tight to avoid it getting out of control. Illinois in 2 games prior, I believe they had 2 players ejected for fighting. Gorman going to go on the power play. Kerr, Fitzy, Westwood, Trent, and Johnson. Illinois wins it out, comes out. Gorman picks it up, feeds back out to Westwood in the corner. Kerr couldn't field that one in. Illinois is going to bring it back the other way. Sent on net. Muskoska with the save. And Illinois going to take some time. Stretch pass all the way down. No one there. No icing. So we're on the power play. Illinois puts press. Fitzy sends it on the boards. No one there for Gorman. And Illinois is going to wire back the other way. Picked up by Fitzy. Chips it out to Kerr. Johnson makes the zone. Out to Westwood. Shot off the crossbar. Fed back to Trent. Westwood on the far side. Sent down low. Pad save. Kerr chips it out. Trent got a man on him. Cycles back around. Gets tied up. Illinois gets the clear. And the other power play unit comes out. Davis picks it up along the near wall. Trying to feed it out. And it comes back the other way. Davis forces him off. And lob back the other way. Huge hit by Fish. Gudino out to Creel. Through the neutral zone. Brings it out wide. Dingles through, gets tripped up. Creel in the corner. Big hit from behind by Fish, or on Fish. Back to 5-on-5 play. Pass stuffed. Kept in play by Gudino. And we have penalties here. And lots of extracurriculars happening here. Team Illinois getting a little pissy. And we'll wait and see how they call this one. Both teams physical. And we'll see if they put 2 in. I believe there was an infraction up front and then a follow-up one along the near wall. Waiting for the conversation here by the referees. Creel and number 91 are both going to head to the box. And we'll see if we're going to play 5-5 or 4-4. Like we're going to be playing 5-5 hockey. Rubino, Larison, Jennings, Mesa, and Klaus. .9:54 remaining. Shots on goal. 9-6 in favor of Gorman. Puck comes out in favor of Illinois. Right out wide. Poke check by Larison. Pass broken up by Rubino. Klaus couldn't come away with it. Drop back, shot up and over the net. Loose, cleared. Jennings at his feet, picked up by Illinois. Jennings almost gets him out of the zone. Fed back down low off the glass. Rubino chips it to Mesa. Huge hit on Mesa. And Jennings chips it over, glove down by Illinois. Brought out on the far side. Shot goes wide. Kept in play by Illinois. Walked up, fed across. Shot wide and up and out of play. Face-off coming up in Gorman D zone. Johnson in for the puck drop. Comes out to Baldy. Pinned along the boards. Tritton chips it, clears. Fed back down low by Illinois. Baldy gives a hit in the corner. Tritton trying to get the clear. Illinois walks it up, lost control. Baldy chips it out, picked up, fed back down low. Opportunity brushed aside by Laskoska. Long in with a stick. Keeps him pinned to the corner, cycle back down low. Shot off a body. And cleared the other way, not enough for an icing. And Gorman gonna squeeze in a change. Quick change. Pass comes out, over under the stick of Godino. Opportunity walked in. Dropped down the far side. Near side. Shot off the pads. Shot off the stick of Posner. Keeps it in play. Chips it across. Foot race the other way. Davis and one Illinois player back behind the goal line. Davis pins him to the boards. Stretch pass through the neutral zone. Picked up by Posner. Chipped across. Pass almost picked up by two Gales. Kerr forces a pass down low. Trent separates him from the puck. Illinois picks it up in the far corner. Shot loose out front. Shot off the shins of Posner and cleared. Godino on the forecheck. In comes Westwood. Cycled back down low in their own territory. Westwood on the forecheck. Forces it the other side. Klaus forces a pass on the far wall. Stretch pass the other way. Rubino battling down low. Poke checks it off. Picked up by Klaus. Lobs it across. Not enough on it to clear. Out along the far boards. Kept in play by Illinois. Couldn't be kept in. And it's at the blue line. And Westwood's got a man on him already. Chips it off the glass, clears. Puck off net. No icing. Picked up by Westwood. He's got Klaus out front. Shot off Westwood. Sends it around the boards. Picked up by Illinois, sent along the near wall. Rubino couldn't pin that one to the boards, and Illinois comes back the other way. Poke checked off by Cash Johnson on a back check. Sent aside by Laskoska and gloved. And Creel and his dance partner leave the box. Shots on goal, 12-9 now in favor of Illinois. 5:58 remaining. Johnson, Fitzy, Westwood, Luong and Baldy. Shot off the glove of Laskoska. Baldy dingles through, gives a hit. Gloved up in the air. And we're going to have a stoppage here for an injury back behind the goal line. .5:39 remaining in the second period. All right, still 5-on-5. Face-off coming up in the Illinois D zone. Jennings, Johnson, Creel, Baldy, and Luong. Johnson in for the face-off. Picked up by Illinois at the hash marks. Misconnection on the pass. Creel on the forecheck. Jennings breaks that one up. Fed back the other way to Jennings. Sorry, Luong does. Chipped across. Creel sends it out to Johnson at the blue line. Dangles it, dumps it down low. Sends it out to Creel back behind the goal lines off the net. And Illinois with a pass out the other way. Opportunity. Shot. Broken up. Saved by Laskoska. Cleared by Gorman. Creel with a hit outside the bench. And pass along the blue line. Creel on the forecheck. Almost breaks that one up. Stretch pass the other way. Picked up by Jennings. Fed out to Baldy. Couldn't get there. Jennings bouncing puck. Cycled back right to Illinois. Poke checked off by Baldy. My apologies, folks. And interference is the call. And looks like Baldy's going to head the box. Penalty, interference, the penalty. Fish, Davis, Trent, and Posner in for Gorman on the PK. .433 remaining in the second period. Fish in for the puck drop. Wins out to Illinois. In the near corner. Trent blocking the pass. Sent down low to Posner. Clears it out the other way. Davis on the forecheck. Oh, Fish going to stay high. Gives a hit. Says hello. Davis forcing a pass up the other side. That's going to get picked up by Posner. Posner sends it up and into the Illinois bench. And we will have a neutral zone face-off. Creel, Fitz, Rubino, and Larison in for the PK. Fitzy in for the puck drop. Illinois wins it back. Center ice. Drop back, misconnection, near wall. Down to the hash marks, back up high. Near wall. Larson and Rubino on defense. Rubino gets sticking there. Almost gets that one. He does. It's cleared. And Creel stays up high. Got a stick in there. 24 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Stretch pass out the other way. And that will be an icing. And it's going to come on back into Illinois territory. Godino, Westwood, Luong, and Trent. "19 seconds remaining on the Gorman penalty kill. Face off in the D zone for Illinois. Gorman wins a face off. Luong shot goes wide. Illinois picks it up along the near wall. Stretch pass out, picked up by Trent, and he's going to send it back down the other way. 8 seconds remaining. Godino working his way over. Force pass out. Luong sends it across. Picked up by Illinois. Walked back in. Fed through the crease. Godino gets tied up. He was a stick all up everywhere. No call. And we have a penalty on Gorman. Shot up and over. And Gorman's going to go back on the penalty kill. Maybe. He's driving to the net. Player on him. Gorman player pushing on him. Another one came across and completed a hit. And he went down. Not sure what the call would be as he had the puck. As Fish heads over to the locker room. Waiting for the official call here. And a conversation with the captains, conversation with the benches. Five. Looks like 5-5. Or correction, looks like Trent will head to the box. No. Two players going to head to the box. One for each team. Both alternate captains will head to the box. Not quite sure how they're calling that one, but we are still 5-5 hockey. With 2:31 remaining in the second period, there will be an ice cut between the second and third. Johnson, Creel, Rubino, Larson, and Fitzy. Puck comes out wide, kept in by Illinois. Shot goes wide. Larison battling back behind the net. Illinois comes away with it. Fed back out to the blue line. Cross-ice pass. Shot tipped out front. Rubino with a hit back behind the goal line. Illinois still with possession. Pass broken up. Creel chips it out. Fed back the other way, and that'll be offsides. And we will have a face-off here in the neutral zone. Only goal so far, power play goal for Team Illinois. And it looks like we're going to do this one center ice. Posner and Baldy at the blue line. Illinois wins that one, sends it in off of Baldy. Baldy feeds it out, clears. Fitzy and Creel working, get it down low in Illinois territory. Netminder stops out and back behind the net, bouncing puck. Baldy outside the bench, chips it across. Creel goes in with a hit. Illinois walks it in, sends it down low. 1:17 remaining. Posner chips it across into the far corner. Clearing pass by Creel, broken up off a body. Creel chips it up for the clear, and that will be an icing. Trent and Dan's partner out of the box. .57 seconds remaining. Godino, Larison, Jennings, Westwood, and Luong. D-zone face-off comes out in favor of Illinois, except Westwood's there to pick that one up between the D-men. Wires it around the boards. Luong on the forecheck. Puck lobbed up and out. Larison wires it back the other way. Gales will tag up and head back in. 40 seconds remaining. Pass broken up by Jennings. Cleared out along the near wall. Picked up by Larison. Sends it back down low. He's going to go on the forecheck. Picked up by Godino. He's got Larison posted out front. Couldn't connect with him. Bouncing puck kept in by Westwood. Couldn't get the shot off. And it comes back the other way. Shot. Shot was up high and wide. Westwood chips it in, goes on the forecheck, gets tied up. Thought that was going to be an icing. Apparently not. And some extracurricular stuff here. And some light embellishment. Illinois will head to the locker room first, and we will head in and get ready for an ice cut. All right. That wraps up the ice cut. Both teams taking the ice. As they get ready for the third period, Gorman trailing 1-0 heading into the third. Shots on goal 14-9 in favor of Team Illinois. Only goal so far, power play goal. And there have been plenty of power plays to go around for both teams. Illinois with a lucky bounce. Have all the players accounted for, waiting for the refs. Faircloth assisting with the net over on the Gorman side. And looks like we're ready to kick this off. Muskoska net for Gorman. Westwood, Fish, Godino, Rubino, and Trent in for Gorman. Start out the third period. Face-off comes out in favor of Gorman, chipped out. And Long wires it in, off a body, picked up by Team Illinois. Sent across. Rubino on the back check. Trent comes in to support. Fed through the crease, loose, and covered in the opening 15 seconds. D-zone face-off coming up for Gorman. Gorman wins the face-off, sends it around. Near wall, out of reach. Fired back down low. Baldy chips it up, clears, hit a stick, no icing. As the netminder comes out to field that one, Godino comes in, almost takes it away. Westwood pushes him off the puck. He's got Godino out front. Team Illinois brings it out on the far side, bouncing puck through the center of the ice. Trent finds some space to the neutral zone, walks it up. Poke checked off, sent through the crease. Wired around on the weak side. Pass out, cleared. Gorman tag up and squeeze in a change. Stretch pass, chipped in, picked up by Gorman. Bouncing puck the other way. Not enough for an icing. Johnson on the forecheck. Creel there to support. Almost picks that one off. Fitzy with a hit. And Gorman wires back the other way. Bouncing puck to Fitzy. Fitzy takes a hit at the blue line. And Team Illinois walks it in. Shot off a body. Fed back out to the blue line. Shot. Comes through, picked up by Johnson. Fed out to Creel. Creel trying to poke check it through. Couldn't do so. Bosner lost an edge. Picked up by Johnson. He's going to send it around the boards. Creel on the forecheck. Klaus Davis in for Gorman. Luong at the blue line, as well as Larison. Creel. Penalty coming up on Team Illinois. And Illinois is going to go on the penalty kill. Number 61 for Illinois. Sorry about that. On mute, folks. Pass fed through to Westwood. Shot off the blocker. Comes out the Fish in the far corner. Illinois recovers, brings it back through the neutral zone. Larson taken down. Larson clears. Still in play. Fish chips it up. Westwood 1-on-1, 2-on-1 with Fish. Shot up and over the post. Over the crossbar. Luong couldn't chip that one in. And Gorman's going to regroup back at the hash marks. Baldy with the puck. Walks his way through the neutral zone. Brings it out wide. Drops it back to Godino. Back to Baldy. Westwood picks it up. In the corner. Chipped off the boards. And that. Apologies for the microphone, folks. Face-off win for Gorman and out to Baldy. Shot off the blocker and out of play. 8:14 remaining. Kerr, Fitzy, Johnson, Baldy, and Posner. Gorman wins it back. Fitzy shot, loose, and covered up. Kerr in for the puck drop, wins it back. Fitzy trying to rip off a shot, and Illinois picks it up, brings it back the other way. Baldy picks off the player, sent back out. Still in play in Gorman territory. Baldy's going to pick that one up. He's got a man on him, chips it out. Posner near wall. Scott Cash Johnson feeds out to Fitzy, center ice. Walks it in, shot off the shin. Kerr battling back behind the goal line. Illinois brings it on along the near wall. Finds his way through. Trent at the Gorman blue line feeds it out to the far side. Fitzy sends it, no icing. And Gorman gets in a change, sent around. Far wall, poke check back up by Fish. Tipped down by Johnson, and they're going to call that a high stick. Seven 13 remaining in the first period. Face-off going to come all the way out into Gorman's D zone. All right, sorry, 7-18. Fish. Godino, Westwood. Fish in for the face-off. Gorman wins that one. Trent sends it back. Didn't have enough on it. Trent forces it out wide. Fish comes in to grab it, chips off the boards, kept in play. Illinois walks back in. Shot goes wide. Fed back through. Westwood chips out of Godino. Godino chips it in. Pressed off the puck. And Illinois brings it back through the neutral zone the other way. Bouncing puck. And that one's going to get swallowed up by Laskoska. Klaus, Jennings, Creel, puck's in around near side. Creel trying to get the chip out, couldn't. Bouncing puck out to Klaus, center ice. Wires it in off the body. Bouncing puck, he feeds it back down low. Jennings in pursuit. Pass out the other way. No one there for Gorman. Illinois is going to pick it up along the hash marks. Chips it through. Larison chips it out the other way. Cleared out to Klaus. Klaus breaks in the zone, trying to hit Creel in motion. And Illinois brings it back through the other way. Beats it back down low. Back behind the goal line. Larison with a hit. Jennings chips it up. Picked up center ice by Illinois. Illinois lobs it in. No icing. Larison scoops it up off the post. Dropped down. Cleared by Gorman out front. Follow-up shot up and over for a field goal. Larison tied up as he was trying to clear the zone. And Creel taking a hit well after the play. And there's going to be a conversation here. Number 15 going to head to the box. Gorman's going to go on a power play. Gorman going to go on a power play here coming up. 5:40 remaining in the third period. All right, face-off coming up on the right-hand side. Some conversations happening over at the benches. And we'll take a quick break here. All right. Going to go ahead and resume play here. 5-on-4 for Gorman. Fish, Davis, Godino, Creel, and Trent. Puck comes out. Picked up by Fish in the corner. Chipped out, bouncing puck over the stick of Godino. And Godino back checking, battling for position on the puck. I believe they might call this one interference. All right, we'll play a little 4-on-4. It's on a face-off coming up on the Gorman side. Looks like we're staying with 5-on-4. Kerr, no. Klaus coming in for Godino. And 5-on-4. Fish in for the face-off. Picked up by Trent. Pass on the near wall to Fish. Drops out to Trent. Finds some space. Klaus at the goal line, shot short side and swallowed up. Pass picked up by Illinois and checked out the other way. Skoska comes out to field that one, wires it out. Creel and Davis. Creel brings it in the zone, kicks it out to Fish, lost control of the puck. And Illinois brings it back the other way, chips it and goes down low. Out to Creel on the near wall, feeds it to Fish. Trent trying to hit Creel in motion. Fish along the near corner. Creel comes in to support. Davis comes in to pick it up, sends it around the boards. And that one clears during Gorman change. Larson sends it around. And Illinois picks that one up. Chipped off the glass. Game getting pretty feisty here in the waning 3 minutes or so. He's out to Fitz. Shot. Loose. There out to Westwood. Westwood trying to get a pass off. Bouncing puck. Couldn't connect with it. Interference. And Illinois is going to head to the box as Godino and a few other people come on out. .259 remaining. Gorman back on the power play as number 3 heads to the box for Team Illinois. Hooking is the call. All right, face-off coming up in Team Illinois' zone. Godino, Davis, Fish, Creel, and Trent. They're going to wave off Fish. Davis comes in for the puck drop. Goes out into the far corner. Fish hot in pursuit. Puck loose under the bodies. Lobbed down by Trent. Cross ice pass to Godino. Godino. Davis heads over the board, sends it back around high at the blue line. Shot wide of the net, just left of the post. Creel's got a man on him, drops it back. Godino. Trent. Shot. Loose. Poke check. Cleared. Shot. Off the body. Still in play. 46 seconds remaining on the power play. Godino feeds it out to Trent. Far side. High. Creel. Shot. Off the skate. Creel. Follow-up shot. Glove down. Davis gets a stick on it. Follow-up shot deflected and out of play. .202 remaining in the third period. 33 seconds remaining on the power play for Gorman as they bring out a fresh set of legs. Shots on goal, 18-17 in favor of Team Illinois. Kerr, Westwood, Fitzy, Larison, and Johnson in here to close this out. Puck comes out in favor of Gorman. Johnson feeds it to Larison. Out to Westwood, near side. Walks it up. Shot. Loose. And covered. Kerr posted out front. Face off. Puck comes out into the corner. Kerr and Westwood working down low. Westwood breaks it free and cleared by Illinois. .135 remaining in the third period. Johnson brings it in the zone, sends it around the boards. Stopped by the goaltender, feeds it out. Gorman with the goalie still in net. Koska waiting for a signal. Puck comes out, 2-on-1 the other way. Pass broken up. And Gorman's going to take a penalty. All right, 50.8 seconds remaining in the third period. So Kerr will head to the box with a roughing call. In for the penalty kill, Baldy, Fish, Godino, and Trent. They're going to call boarding. Johnson will serve the 2. And 5-on-4 opportunity coming up for Team Illinois with 50 seconds remaining. And further conversation. Looks like they just want this one to be over with. Fish in for the face-off. Puck comes out. Fish gets the clear, forces it out. Illinois opts to bring it in instead of just waiting this one out. And that one up and out of play. As Westwood and Creel will come in for the forwards. Puck out to the blue line. Shot loose, cleared by Laskoska. Shot short side, off the shoulder, out of play. 25 seconds remaining. Clearing attempt by Trent, denied. Cycle back through, short side, save, follow up, And that is a goal with 16 seconds remaining. Waved off the icing. 10 seconds remaining. Picked up by Fish. Fed through. Godino working in the corner. And that'll wrap it up. Illinois comes away with a 2-0 win, both on power play goals. Close game both ways and tons of penalties. And that wraps it up for this game. We will have another game this evening, 8:30 Central Time. As always, thank you for watching, and we will see you in a few hours.